guys ever been into the masjid and you just wonder what that smell is? Astaghfirullah. There shouldn't even be a such thing as a stinky Muslim. And I'm not saying it to be funny. I'm really saying it as your
Islamically.
Muslim. Islamically, there really shouldn't be a such thing as a stinky Muslim. But we've all had that moment when we walk into the masjid, and not the masjid bathrooms, because those are all gross. But you walk into, like, the prayer area, and it's just like, what is that smell? And really, this shouldn't be the case. Like, as Muslims, we need to be clean, and we need to smell clean. And this is good dawah, too, because no one wants to talk to a stinky person. Yeah. And that's just in general. That's not a, like, you know what I mean? That's not a complicated issue to think about. It's just common sense.
This is common sense.
Hygiene is common sense. And it's to the point common sense that it was even mentioned in the Quran.
Like, it's like, just be clean. Being clean is just, common sense. And the importance of cleanliness is actually mentioned in the Quran as well.
Surah Baqarah, ayah 222.
In this ayah, Allah tells us, Inna Allaha yuhibbu tawabin wa yuhibbul mutatahhirin. And Allah is saying that indeed Allah loves those who are constantly repentant and loves those who purify themselves. And in Surah Maida, actually, this is explained even further, where Allah explains in detail, like, the methods of purification and how you should purify yourself.
The Prophet ﷺ told us that 5 things are a part of the fitrah: shaving the pubic hair, circumcision, trimming the mustache, plucking the armpit hairs, and cutting the nails. So we as Muslims really need to do these 5 things. 1 is shaving the private hair. That was awkward. Removing this hair from the private parts is extremely important because, just for all people, it's important because it can cause many diseases, especially for women, because the organs are on the inside. So we all know about infections and certain things that can happen. So pretty much the Prophet was telling us something that, like, we know it's still important to this day, that you don't clean yourself. Yeast infections and urinary tract infections, and that stuff hurts really bad. Circumcision, that's mainly important for boys. And
you can Google this if you want.
You can Google it if you want to know what it is. But I'm pretty sure if you're Muslim, you got it done. So don't worry about it. The 3rd is the trimming of the mustache. This is for boys and hairy girls. And I'm not being funny, but girls, we do have sometimes, we get a little bit of hair
that's true.
on your mustache line, and that needs to be shaved. And for girls, well, you don't want to look like a guy. The 4th one is the removal of the armpit hair. This also is not really, this is for all people, because the more hair you have...
This is common sense. The more you're going to smell.
The more hair you have on the insides of your body, pretty much, the more it's going to smell.
And especially in moist, dark places like your armpit and your private areas, like, it's really easy for bacteria to just grow like crazy, like, because it's a perfect environment.
And the last one is the cutting of the nails. For guys, I hope you cut your nails.
Yeah, it's kind of weird if you don't.
But for girls, I do know that sometimes we don't cut our nails because it looks all fashionista.
I know some people have their nail, like, long.
Long, because it does. It looks good.
Really,
like,
really
when
long.
I keep them long, it looks good. But the nails, honestly, it traps so much dirt. My nails are not even that long at all right now. And there's a little bit of dirt in there. And just imagine really that easy. Dirt getting on your food.
Especially when people in countries, they eat with their hands.
Oh, yeah.
That's
and they don't wash your hands that much.
Really
imagine you go to the bathroom, you forget to wash your hands, which I hope you don't forget to wash your hands. And then you eat, and then all that stuff gets in your fingernails. And then imagine you feed your baby.
Or you lick your
Or
finger.
you cook food for your husband. All that dirt is going in their mouth.
SubhanAllah.
Disgusting. So the Prophet knew what he was talking about, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we should definitely take what he said. Inshallah. Maybe all be clean.
Inshallah. And so next part we're gonna talk about, we were told about 3 types of purification. And these 3 types of purification are wudu, which we should be doing every single day.
5 times.
And then ghusl, this is a full bath. And then tayammum. This is when you don't have water, like, available close to you. First type of purification, wudu. Allah describes this in the Quran when he says, "O you who believe, when you rise to perform prayer, wash your faces and your forearms to the elbows, and wipe over your heads, and wash your feet to the ankles. And if you are in a state of janaba, which is like a state of impurity, then purify yourselves. But if you are ill or on a journey, or one of you comes from the place of relieving himself, or you have contacted women, and do not find water," this is tayammum, then seek clean earth and wipe over your faces and hands with it. So in here you can see the 3 types of purification mentioned. First one, wudu. We're going to speed through this. Okay, you make the intention. Bismillah. Hands 3 times. Then you rinse your mouth 3 times. Your nose 3 times. Your face. And then your right arm first. And then your left arm from the fingers all the way to the elbows. And then you go over your hair. And then some people kind of like to, you know,
you go over your head, get the ears, and then
just
squish, squish, squish.
And then you wash your feet the right one first, and then 3 times in the left one.
And remember, it's always right and then left.
Yeah, that's pretty much everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, and then the second mode of purification is ghusl, and this is actually really important, but I feel like, you know, like we kind of just. Like, I used to think ghusl was just a bath, but there's actually, like...
It's actually, like, a bath.
There's actually steps. Like, you have to do certain things. And the main thing about ghusl is that water has to touch every single part of your body.
Even the jelly rolls.
That's the main... Everything, even in between the layers, your belly button.
Your belly layers, your leg layers.
So, basically, you know, for those of us who have... Jelly rolls, you know, make sure you get in between the seams. Make sure to get in between the cracks, like, you know, the folding of your knee. Make sure to get in between your belly button. Mm-hmm. Make that's clean. Your ears, behind your ears, everything. The main thing about ghusl is that water has to touch every place on your body. So there's certain steps actually to ghusl, and if you go check on our website, they're actually written down. But I'm just gonna read them off just so we know. So first of all, you form the intention, okay, to purify yourself, and it's actually sunnah to do ghusl every Friday.
Every Friday.
And then,
there are 3 main states of impurity. The first one is for women, is menstruation. The second one is relations with the husband or wife. And the third one is any kind of discharge, such as when a boy matures, he might get certain things might happen to him. And also for women postpartum bleeding and things of those sort. Right. Also, as she said, on Friday it's sunnah. So.
Yeah, it's sunnah to do ghusl. Okay, so first you make the intention to purify yourself, and the second step is you say Bismillah, and you wash the hands 3 times, and after this you wash your private parts. Everything.
Make sure everything's clean.
Everything's clean. Mm-hmm. And then you do the wudu as you would do for prayer, you know, hands, mouth, nose, everything. Do wudu. Then what you do is you're gonna grab like water. So you pour water over your head. You get in your hands like this, and you pour it over your head. And what you have to do is make sure you like get into like the roots of your hair. So pretty much like get into your scalp and stuff. Get water like this, put it over your head, and make sure you get into your scalp and rub your hair. Make sure the main thing is the water touches everything. And then you wash the body, making sure that all the water reaches all your parts. So you're gonna start from the right side. You're gonna start from like this side. And right now we have showers. Back then they used to use like a little bucket. Mm-hmm. And so now we have showers. You can pretty much like turn towards the right, put your fingers, your arm, and just make sure you get everything under the creases in your armpits, neck, all the jelly rolls, everything. And make sure you do right side, and then the left side do the same thing with that, just so that water reaches the entire body. And yep, that's it. That's for ghusl.
Also, we have these little ghusl cards, so if you do want one,
please let us know.
Let us know. We have a bunch. Tayammum is a special case, and it's when you don't have water or when there's no water around. And a really, really awesome hadith about this is in Volume 1, Book 7, number 330, and it's when Aisha. I'm just gonna give a quick overview of it. It's Aisha. She lost like a piece of jewelry inside the desert, and so they all had to go and get this to go get the piece of jewelry. Yeah. And so when they went, they noticed that Salah was coming in, so they all started getting mad, like, Aisha, look where you took us. There's no water. We can't even pray. And they're getting mad and mad and mad. So then they go to the Prophet ﷺ, and subhanAllah, the verses were revealed that you can do tayammum when you don't have any water around. And guess what? When the camel moved, her piece of jewelry is right. What tayammum is pretty much like, let's say I'm in the desert for some random reason with no one around and no water. That's scary. And it's time to pray. What I would do is I would get some dirt like this. And I would do my hands, and I would do my face, and that's it. You don't do regular wudu where you put it in your mouth. Yeah, you don't try to suffocate yourself.
It's dirt.
It's pretty much just your hands and your face, and of course you make your intention. But like we said, this isn't something that's on a regular basis.
This is like in special
But it's important to know, just in case you're ever caught finding jewelry in the desert. This was just a small tidbit. Thank you so much for listening. You can follow us at destination-jannah.com or destinationjannah.tumblr.com.
In Jannah we were made, and to Jannah will return, inshallah.
Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.